Hello, ladies and gentlemen. 30th of December, Bitcoin, Ether, and all cryptocurrency market analysis. And this is how the 15-minute chart looks like on Bitcoin. Well orders, large trade orders, and this looks very well. So for the last few days, we had a decent pullback towards the new year. Basically, since middle of December, for the last 2 weeks, the price was just dropping. And could this be the bottom? I don't know. No one knows yet, but the bounce is quite decent. And let's see if it will be follow up buy. We know that Tether bought today, MicroStrategy bought today. Everyone is buying, so the price may never come below 90 again, probably. And that's possible. So that looks actually quite fine. Let's just monitor it strictly. In terms of the liquidation heat map, it looks like we grabbed a lot of liquidation below. I've also got, a lot pain in the last 2 weeks. So I think that the chart looks like set up for the future. From the halving perspective, we are fine. As we know, nothing changed. We are in the middle of the bull run. So yeah, just keep buying spot. If we compare Bitcoin to US 5 and have a look to US 500 and US 100 on the higher time frame, nothing changed. It's last year of the year and new week of the new year. So it's very tricky, but we want to see the new candle from January. This one, right? So as we said, usually if this is Bitcoin on ETH, the new candle lags to open and the lower wick. So we want to see this kind of wick at the month open and then to close it much higher. So exactly the same can happen for Ethereum. What I'm talking about is the following chart. Let me have a look. As you know, I'm comparing Bitcoin to gold ETF, and this is where we are. If we compare the timing when gold ETF start trading ETF to Bitcoin ETF, this is where we are. This red month is here, and as you see, there is still so the month first of all close red, and the second, the opening January, like the following month, also open bit lower, just to close extremely high for the next 3 months. That would mean if this situation repeat, that would mean we could still have a little lower low and start January, for example, 86, 87, which could give us the 20% of correction from 108, 107. And then for the Q1, we would have Jan, Feb, March, a huge price increase and a huge art season. I hope it may happen, it may play out. Then we'd have April, and then May, June, July, and so on and following. But price never repeats the same pattern, but offer rims. So let's keep an eye on it. And this 93, 94, I think if you want to place the futures for Bitcoin, you just must wait for January and see how the January opens. Unless your stop loss is at around 70k, then you are fine. So on the monthly time frame for RSI, nothing changed. We are still waiting. We have still where to go, right? We are still in the oversold position, so there is still a lot of room for further movement. On the weekly chart on Bitcoin, we are seeing, we just need to monitor it currently, okay? So no one knows what will happen, but for now, this 94, it looks quite solid and decent. So 91, 94 is a decent buy area and support. The same for Ethereum. It looks like evidentially the week has opened higher, and if we compare to the past performance, it's so similar. Look at it. We had a dump first week of the kind recovery, and then the second slightly up, but not too much, and then dump. I mean, when I say dump, just a close red, bottom and up. So what this would mean? We would mean we are currently here. Last week of the year, 1, 2, 3, and this is when inauguration of Donald Trump happens. Can it be that the inauguration will be the bottom? It can be, but will you risk to not open the orders there? Let me have a look how it looks like. So we have dump 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's perfectly inauguration period. So does it mean that we should just simply wait for the next 2 weeks, chill out, and everyone will get exhausted? And then again in the inauguration, like we had here, the election from November, the situation being the big candle up. I don't know, no one knows. but that's such possibility. So whatever you bet, and if you bet for spot, you are fine. Just keep Ethereum. I will keep the same. But for futures, you keep in mind that the price can still have a lower week between before the inauguration of Donald Trump to retest this area here. It would be very, very delicious to do it. Take all stop losses and then go up. Everyone liquidated. So when we see Ethereum to Bitcoin, it looks very well. As we discussed, it looks like we are bottoming out, and nothing surprise, right? We had this tremendous long period of time when the Ethereum was just losing against the Bitcoin. It doesn't mean you have to change, because Bitcoin receives a lot of money, right? But this is basically 41 bars. So yeah, it's more than 3 years basically, when it was good to just keep money in the Bitcoin. And actually it's always good to keep money in the Bitcoin, but I don't want to show the chart. So from Ether to Bitcoin perspective, we are in the bottom. We have still a way to go, which means Ether, and look at RSI also, Ether looks decent, can be the decent trade for the Q1 2025 and the whole art season. So the art season chart looks like this. Let's have a look in the detail view. Yeah, it's a losing. So the previous support became the resistance again, and we may see the huge final candle below drop when the alt season will pump. So let's monitor it closely. From the total market cap, excluding top 10, we are looking fine. Nothing changed. We are fighting through resistance versus ETH, and the same with Bitcoin versus Bitcoin. So the alts are fighting back, and they should see the inflow in the next 2-3 months, according to historical performance. If so, then this chart looks almost the same like Ethereum. So let's just monitor it. But I think it's good to be in alts right now. And when to be in alts, if not now, it's time to be in alts right now, before the Q1. I fully agree, and that's what everyone says also on 𝐒𝐭𝐴𝑚. And the charts are saying that. So if you trade the technical analysis, everything looks like a good setup for altcoins. Also for the alt season, we are 49.50 in the middle. We were at the top. We are not the bottom, but hey, we were there a lot of time, right? So we have a decent pullback, and the alt season can come very, very soon back on track. If we look on BitBo and see the current moment, or look at the bottom compared to the previous cycles, this is the cycle low multiply. So if we are not the bottom, we are almost there, maybe 5-10% drop of the price, just to take the stop losses from futures, and then we are going only up for the next few months. Stocks to flow, stock to income, nothing changed. This is high time frame prediction, which is going to around 300,000 for stock to flow, which is very realistic target, I think, and it's around May next year, which could be synchronized with Ethereum and the all alt season timing. Bitcoin ETF, we had a lot of volume coming. We had a little of pullback in the break of the Christmas New Year, but that's how the chart looks like on the higher time frame. I think if this is not the bottom, we are very close to the bottom. So yeah, how the Bitcoin trend look like on the Google trend, this is how it looks like, right? When the Bitcoin was breaking all-time high, we are at the level on 75, 65. Now we are at the half of it, 30. So the all retail is basically gone. Not all, but a lot of retail is gone back because market is boring now. We know how it works. And if we compare and look the Glassnode and compare Bitcoin price to the historical performance, this is how it looks like. And we also are at the lowest level compared to the previous cycle. It also looks very good. If we compare the quarterly returns for Bitcoin Ethereum, I just repeat again, Q1 after the inauguration, so this is this year, and this year looks very strong. So nothing changed. Keep buying Ethereum. Bitcoin inflow outflows, that's how it looks like. There was some break in the trading, so there is a lower liquidity. We can see a lot of changes of the a lot of manipulation. And this is the Ethereum ETF flow. So basically we can see a lot of inflow in the last weeks, more than outflow, right? So we are net positive for Ethereum, and actually we saw many times Bitcoin sold and bought Ethereum. But it doesn't change anything. Bitcoin stays number 7 worldwide as an asset, and the global liquidity cycle, nothing changed. We are also at the bottom. We are prepared for the bull run market, and the latest founding rate heat map also very, very green. Everything looks amazingly fine. So thanks a lot for listening. I think we are basically set for a higher prices very soon. It could be the bottom today for Bitcoin and the art season, but I still, if you trade futures, you have to wait for January open. Make sure, sometimes it's better to open in the bit worse price, but make sure that you have the right direction instead of opening with the better price and not without any kind of confirmation. So yeah, that would be everything for today. Thanks a lot for listening, and talk to you tomorrow. Bye.